Hello everyone, welcome back to MAQ with Kamshat Aralbay. Today we are joined by another guest, a teacher from United States and currently living in Atyrau and working in Harem. She's not only an educator but also someone who has embraced Kazakh tradition. She even wears our traditional Kazakh costumes with pride. Let's get to know together. So welcome to our studio. I'm very excited to see you. So Leila, could you please introduce yourself and tell us what brought you to Kazakhstan?
Okay, hi, it's very nice to meet you. I'm very happy to be here. My name is Lila and I am originally from Beaufort, South Carolina in the United States. And I have been living in Atyrau for the past year. I've been working as an English teaching assistant at this university. And it's been a great experience so far. I was inspired by a friend that I met when I was in university in the US, and she was from Kazakhstan. And she was doing a very similar program to me. And she inspired me to apply and to want to teach in Kazakhstan.
Nice. What was your first impression of Kazakh people and especially Kazakhstan?
I guess Kazakh people are very friendly and hospitable, as Jack has already said. Just very welcoming in general. When we first came here, everyone was very, very kind to us. They would smile at us, which it made us feel like we were welcome in this country, and I guess welcome in this city as well.
Nice. What does home mean to you now after living away from your country?
I guess home. Well, we always say in English, we say home is where the heart is. So I think that home is more about the people and the connections that you have rather than about family or the place that you were born. So I'd say that we definitely feel like we have a home in Atyrau now, and it's very nice because we've just made so many wonderful friends, and we really do love working for this university. And yeah, it's been a wonderful experience.
Nice. Do you have any Kazakh friends?
Yes, of course. Of course we have Kazakh friends. Our Kazakh friends actually threw us the toy last year. So Jack and I, we were married in the US, but we didn't have a chance to have an actual wedding celebration, a party. In the US, and our friends found out about this, and they are just so giving and generous and kind and wanted to make us feel special, and so they threw a surprise wedding party for us, which was very, very sweet, and definitely a memory that I will never forget.
Do you have any interesting story from first day in Atyrau?
I wouldn't say that I can't think from the first day in Atyrau that I have any interesting stories. I think that every day is pretty interesting when you're living in a foreign country, and I've gotten very used to making mistakes. For example, the other day I was at the copy and print store, and I was printing worksheets for one of our classes, and the saleswoman, she asked "Nisha kopia," and I said "Juma," but I meant "Jirma." And so she looked at me strange, and it took me a minute, but I then realized that I had made a mistake, so I had to correct myself. I think a lot of living abroad is just being okay with making mistakes and apologizing for being a foreigner and for sometimes being confusing, but people here are very, very understanding and patient, especially when we're speaking Kazakh out in public.
We noticed that do you learn Kazakh language, right?
Yes, yes.
Which one your favorite word or phrases maybe?
I mean, I think it's a basic choice, but of course the longest word in Kazakh comes to mind. Wow. Yeah, it's fun to say. we also have students who often ask us, like, oh, do you guys know what the longest word in Kazakh is? And so it's fun to know that word and then to be able to say that to them. And you know, they're always like, oh wow, like you sounded so good saying that. And so it's like a little fun thing, makes me happy. They also have that one Irina Karatovna song that's like, Sindir kana gatandur Sindir kana gatandur. Yeah, so. Yeah,
oh, great, nice. Repeat please again. Wow. Leila, you noticed that what difference have you noticed between female teachers in Kazakhstan and America?
Okay, females in Kazakhstan and America. I'm not sure that I'm the best person to answer this question, honestly. I think that you know, in both America and in Kazakhstan, gender roles are pervasive and definitely have an impact on society. But I do think that across all cultures, I've met like many wonderful women who were like very educated and very outgoing, very nice, very smart, and all of the good qualities. And I don't think that there's really a difference between American women and Kazakh women other than they were born in a different place.
Nice. What does it mean to be a teacher in a completely different culture?
I think that it's been really important for us to kind of understand cross-cultural communication, and especially because we are native speakers of English, a lot of the times our students assume that we have some authority over English language, and sometimes they're a bit afraid to speak with us, or they're afraid to make mistakes. And so I think that it's just really important to remind students that just because we are native speakers, it doesn't mean that we know everything. In fact, we make mistakes every day, all the time, even when speaking English. And what's important is like fluency and being able to communicate what you need and being able to like survive through another language. So we always, you know, tell our students, like, you know, please don't be afraid to make a mistake. Just talk, and like we'll figure it out. We'll figure things out.
What is the role of women in education, both in Kazakhstan and in the US?
Again, I don't think that I'm necessarily qualified to answer this question, because here in Kazakhstan, my like experience working has been very, very limited. So I've only been a volunteer teaching assistant at this one university in the foreign language faculty and the translation studies faculty. So outside of that, I have no idea. I have no idea about biology, law, mathematics. I have how other universities operate. I'm honestly just not completely sure. I do know that I've met some wonderful, amazing students, especially, you know, like women who are very confident and very excited to speak English and the doors and opportunities that it can open. They're excited to study abroad, to apply to master's programs abroad, and just to meet people from different cultures, because English is an international language. So it opens the door not just to speaking with, you know, Americans and British people, but also to speaking with people from countries all over the world. So I think that it's really cool to see like how women find their confidence, I guess, in university through Kazakhstan.
Leila, how do you and your husband adapted to life in here as a couple?
I think that we've adapted pretty well to life here. I mean, of course, there are still some awkward moments, you know, sometimes when we make mistakes when speaking, or maybe we don't understand like a social cue that doesn't really exist in American culture. But in general, we have a lot of friends who, you know, they've met many international people, and so they understand these things, and they're very understanding, and I guess we've adapted pretty well, I think. Yeah, we have a good life here.
Do you cook any Kazakh dishes at home, maybe?
Honestly, I don't really cook. My husband is more of the cook. So we haven't cooked any Kazakh specific dishes yet. Sometimes he'll make like tea with tara and things like this. One time he made a like combination. It was American chocolate chip cookies, but instead of chocolate chips, there was like urumshuk and tara and different Kazakh ingredients. And so that was very interesting, kind of fusion of cultures. But me personally, I don't really enjoy cooking, but I have been wanting to try cooking bağırsak. I definitely want to try before we have to leave again.
Great. Yeah. What's something you can now do in Kazakhstan but that you couldn't imagine doing back in US?
Probably riding horses, honestly. I had never rode a horse before I came to Kazakhstan, and I think, as Jack said, last year we probably rode horses like 4 times while we were here. And it was just a very cool experience. Honestly, in the US, I don't really even see horses that often. So I think in Kazakhstan, you know, you drive outside of ATYRAU towards one of the villages, and there are horses just everywhere on all sides of the street. And that's very interesting to me. I guess the horse does play like a big role in Kazakh culture. Yeah, I mean, getting to ride horses is just, it's such a cool experience. So
great job. If you could teach one Kazakh tradition to people in your home country, which one would it be and why?
Well, I guess I'm very inspired by Kazakh hospitality in terms of when we first came to the university. We were immediately welcomed by our faculties. They threw like a mini party for us. They had snacks, and they wanted us to try, you know, hummus. They wanted us to try different Kazakh treats, and so I think it was very welcoming and very kind, and I think that Americans could definitely learn something from this, especially when welcoming foreigners into the US. I think that Americans could definitely try a little bit harder to make them feel like they're wanted there, like you are excited to have them there.
So thank you, Layla. Big thanks you so much sharing your story and joining us. I wish you only all health and happiness. So our viewers, today's episode of MAQ with the Kamchat Arau. Until next time, goodbye.
Bye.